Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with a video on everyone's favourite mobile gaming meme, Raid Shadow Legends. Now before we sail into this particular storm, if you end up enjoying the video, please do let me know by hitting like on it and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already for all kinds of mobile gaming content. Then, let me know what content you want to see next, either in the comment section down below or on the various social media channels across the bottom of your screen now. Alright, that said, let's sail onwards. Raid Shadow Legends is a game that I don't feel needs any introduction at all. The advertising campaign for it has been astonishingly aggressive. It's been difficult to watch any gaming YouTuber without them stopping for a few minutes just to say,
"Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's ranking."
These paid promotions usually involve mentioning how ambitious the game is, the incredible graphics, the sheer number of heroes to collect, the storyline, the boss fights and the PvP. The sheer saturation of these adverts rocketed the advertising campaign to meme godhood. Hey guys, have you heard about the latest game taking the world by storm? Yeah, it's safe to say that if Diablo Immortal's "Don't You Have Phones" was the mobile gaming meme of 2018, then Raid's advertising campaign was a solid winner for 2019. This appeared to have caused an epic backlash amongst the gaming community, in that the campaign seemed to invite mockery and taunting, but then one day I stopped. I got bored, I saw yet another advert for it, and it got me thinking. I loaded up the Google Play Store, went over to Raid and looked at the downloads. Now the adverts weren't lying, the numbers were astonishingly high. Now sure, that can be artificially inflated, and of course the Play Store rating can be artificially inflated too, and maybe most of those downloads uninstalled the game in fits of laughter mere moments later, but it got me thinking, could I really just dismiss this game based on its advertising campaign? No, I wanted to experience this for myself and actually give a genuine opinion on it. Needless to say, this video is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I should be so lucky that someone wants to pay me money to talk about their game. Wouldn't that be something? I downloaded the game, I installed it using one of the special influencer codes that was supposed to get you a load of free stuff at the beginning, and after a fairly lengthy installation process, the game opened straight into a combat situation to teach me the ropes. Now graphically, yeah, the game definitely is stunning, and it would not look out of place on a PS4, which, honestly, that's impressive for a mobile title, and it seemed to have no slowdown whatsoever on my Razer Phone 2. Combat had some variety in it, with different moves that could chain together like any half-decent turn-based RPG should, and honestly, it reminded me a little bit of Final Fantasy X. I'm not sure if that's considered heresy to say, but I'm gonna say it. Then the game opened up. It gave me some story told over some really quite pretty sepia and ink artwork, very reminiscent of how Diablo 3 does theirs, and then dropped me unceremoniously at the main menu. I felt a little bit like a scientist who'd had something react explosively in front of his face. You know, that whole cartoonish, lift the goggles up, hair blown back, soot everywhere kind of look. I was actually impressed. So far at least. That's the intro. Can't really judge a game based on that section, since it's specifically designed to get its hooks into you. So, I did what I usually do when I'm trying to give the game a fair shot, and immediately uninstalled it and went back to playing everything else. Now I held out for about one day before I was drawn back in, to continue the tutorial and then press onwards. Now, this all takes some explaining to quantify. Yes, the game uses an energy system that requires you to take a break or use premium currency to continue. Yes, the game throws a bajillion different store offers at you every time you hit the main screen, offering a whole bazaar's worth of different beginners packages or limited time special offers. There seemed to be so many of these on a cycle that calling these special prices actually seems a little unfair. It was more like these were the actual prices and the standard shop offerings were the video game equivalent of buying scalped concert tickets because you missed the original window. When does something stop being a special offer and just become the actual price, you know? Yeah, the combat can be put onto auto and left to play out, but I genuinely found that this was best used only on rerunning stages that I'd already finished. Some of the bosses I faced required genuine planning and strategy to take down effectively. I remember one particular run where I finished with 2 of my 5 heroes left. I immediately dropped back in with the same heroes, some of whom had now leveled up from that experience, put it on auto, then watched as the game blitzed through the first waves, then got obliterated by the boss. Maybe that's a damning indictment of how dumb the AI is on auto, but I don't really think it is. The game runs the waves absolutely fine, it's just that the bosses require additional thought and consideration, which is good. You have to learn boss attack patterns and then strategize based on that. The story also surprisingly good, well written and intriguing. I found myself actually wanting to push on and find out what was going on as my team fought through waves after waves of enemies, through castles, sewers, forests, volcanoes and more. Then, yeah, there is that sheer amount of different heroes on offer here. It really is quite incredible how many there actually are, though I was seriously disappointed that I couldn't personally find that Death Knight from all the therapy group adverts. But the variety, yeah, it's genuinely jaw-dropping. Even if this game isn't for you, you do have to step back and just look at the sheer number of hero options as quite an achievement. And there are some really interesting synergies to be had when using them. Some heroes just twin really well together, and I had a lot of fun figuring out some of these combinations. A few weeks on, and I'm still playing Raid, which surprises me. I don't play as intensely as I do with other mobile games, sure, but I do like to jump in and push onwards with the story when I've got some spare time. Considering I'm not really interested in the game's PvP side of things, I don't feel pressured into paying money to min-max my heroes just to take on storyline content when I can hit auto and grind through older missions to get materials and gold for those. As such, the way I play the game means that I rarely encounter that energy system as a barrier, and there's no feeling of pay to win. There are some heroes I really want to unlock, and I do really want to see where this storyline goes. I can personally do that whilst ignoring all the bundles and offers being hawked at me every time I hit the main screen. Essentially, yes, the game has every single one of the terrible practices that I absolutely abhor in mobile gaming, but every one of them can be comfortably ignored. If you're some kind of royalty with money to spare, sure, you'll be able to progress faster than I have, and you'll probably have all those awesome heroes that I'm looking forward to unlocking, but where's the fun in that? As Calhoun once said, it's all about the game, and for me at least, the game is all about the journey, not the destination. Happy sailing, and see you in Raid Shadow Legends sometime. I never thought I'd say that.